What's the gaga? What's the gags?
What's shalang-a-lang? What's going on, boo? How y'all
What's
doing?
pussy popping? Shabam. Hold on. You keep talking while I continue to download.
You know, this is what I do. I can chit chat all day. I've been talking all day and everything. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm vamping. I'm not really a bitch. I just play one in your life. And basically enough, I don't give a shit. Color Waiting Room, Alias, Parallel Songs.
Wait a minute, girl.
Avatar, Dirty Laundry.
Okay, all right. All righty then. You don't literally have to read what's on the screen. All right.
Hey, y'all. How y'all day going?
All right.
What's new? What's going on? What's cackalaking and all that good stuff? What's going on? What y'all doing? Did y'all have a good day? Like, what's going on? Talk to me. I feel a little left out. You are not speaking.
They are. We probably just can't see them because I'm doing side shit.
I can't see
so
you.
there we go. All right.
I just saying.
All right. So like, there's eccentric. All right. Good. So now we can get started. You know, I'm trying to get shit together. You know how, listen, the beauty of our
come on, Lola.
The beauty of our friendship is that, child, we'll just get the jaw jacking and kikiing and be like, oh shit, it's 8:00. We should get ready to go, huh? Shouldn't we?
Yeah. And listen, and y'all already know, but bitch, if it's not a fucking flight or a concert or a movie, bitch, I'm a little late. But today I was actually early. I actually stopped and
but you know what? That actually works. But now it's a reflection from the TV, but it's not the.
Oh, bitch, I look a little.
No, your hair looks fine.
It's not giving what it should have gave if I left out the barbershop.
Oh, and there is Lola. Oh yes, Eccentric said he wore a gold Versace number, and the internet is ablaze. And also, it's superfan Cortez. Hey, Cortez,
oh my God,
how are
it's
you?
Cortez. What's going on? I haven't seen you. I haven't seen a part of you, a post from you. The nothing. What's going on?
You just got to go on the interwebs. You got to go to OnlyFans.
Oh, that's where you've been hiding out on the OnlyFans. Oh,
listen.
Okay. I mean, let me be clear.
The Cortez that we remember.
Oh no! I saw
entirely different.
Well, I've seen him because he's been pumping up and he's been doing his
baby. But you don't see it all until you see him naked. And then when he don't have no clothes on.
Yeah, he posted something about some swim trunks on the other day.
But when you see him like totally naked, like he has put on a lot of muscle.
Come on, little muscle man.
A lot. I mean, in a good. I mean,
that's not at all.
Yeah. It's beautiful. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
When he sent me the video, because I'm his Siskel and Ebert. So I get to review and offer criticism.
Or you Masters and Johnson.
I'm Masters and Johnson.
Okay, all right.
So and I have been reviewing his offerings.
Okay.
And I was like, Jesus Christ, you have put on a lot of muscle. Like, he's a muscle head now.
He's competing.
Way. He's competing.
Yeah, okay.
We'll talk about that as we get closer. I'll wait for him to.
I'm sorry.
I'll wait for him to make that announcement because I don't want to put his business in the street until he's ready for the girls to do. But wherever he's going to be, I'm gonna be there.
Right. So.
And hey, Lola's here and shit.
She said actually on time. Lola, we appreciate you for just coming on in the door, girls. That's all. Listen, we glad you're here. We glad you made this week.
Hallelujah.
Thank you for coming in as always. And you know what? You always add that little extra spice, that little extra stuff that we need. So as do everybody else that comes in and that's here for the week. So we're glad to see y'all.
Well, Eccentric, was that your husband that I saw in that picture when y'all was somewhere in Detroit or something? I was like, okay. Because he had the same name, same last name as Eccentric. And I was like,
did I see that? Was that a picture? Was that a candid?
It was a picture. It was like at some event. It's just water.
It's just water. Hey, Dylan, what's going on?
How's it going? So that is that's that. So how was your week? Are you in class this week? Oh, where's my phone?
So the week has been good.
Mm-hmm.
The folks that I work with are, let me put it to you this way. I am not a federal government employee, but I just want...
You play one on TV?
Yeah, I play one on television, but the ones that are actual federal government employees, some of them I'm very concerned because I was like, the future of this country, the security of this nation is in your hands.
Right.
Okay. And you can't look at the email that was sent to you to get the link to go and do your MBTI. Okay. All right. Whew. But they're nice people. That's what I can say. And but a lot of technical stuff, and it's not really technical stuff. Let me because I'm not a techie computer head, but I can navigate through Microsoft Teams and all that type of stuff.
He's like, Eccentric's like, whoever it was, that was not my husband, and don't be saying that all out like that.
Right.
Like, that was not my husband.
He's like, don't be blocking my blessings.
Right. Don't be putting my business out in the street like that.
But other than that, it's been cool. Baby, the state of Maryland is still doing stunts and shows. So when you go to do your emissions, it's $14 to go get your emissions done.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on time. If you're late, it's like another $15.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they forgot to tell me that it's $15 for every 28 days. I can't even get upset. Because listen, at the end of the day, there are choices that I made, things that I did, but they're stunting. They are stunting. But that's all I'm going to say. I'm just going to smile at it. I'll let you know when I take care of it.
DC doesn't charge you up front. They tell you how much it is, but you don't have to pay anything when you do the emissions. You have to pay when you go to renew your registration for your vehicle.
Well, remember, I just gotten through all of that, and I'm at the end of that. So I was like, oh, okay, thank you.
Yes, because I just did the emissions for my car, and every time I do it, because I'll never pay attention to it, I just go and do it, and I'll be like, okay, do I pay now? They're like, no, you'll just pay that when you as part of the renewal of your registration. It's like, okay, girl, whatever.
Yeah, they're stunting, but but we just gonna smile. So it
Keep
is
smiling.
what it is. That's what we're gonna do. But,
keep shining.
Yeah, but but that was good for me. How was your week so far? It's just weeky or like
how Ohio get rid of emissions checks? So y'all whole state just going around with carbon dioxide and smog in the air.
Listen, Pennsylvania does it every single year, inspection and emissions, and so I laugh at it because here we are next to New Jersey, and then down from New York, and then it's just like what? So
Lola, you can just go to
you can do a self-check one.
Yeah, you can go to the DMV. But like a lot of gas stations, if you see where they do like state inspections, they'll do emissions tests there. So like, if you go to your little local Shell station or whatever station, they'll do it there.
I wonder if I might have to stunt on them. I have a few questions. I have to find out. I just thought about something.
Don't be doing those stunts.
Listen, I'm too old for that. Let me be
right.
clear.
I was gonna say, girl, did you learn your lessons with stunts?
I'm too old for this, and my memory's not good. I can't fuck with this shit. Like I
listen. So here's my way. It works for me in my personal life and at work. I don't delete. Now they send everything electronically,
right?
Because if it's mail, I might not get to the mail for months. Like I just put the mail in my little cubby.
We just polluted, period.
And the mail just sit in the cubby for months. And like something will come, it'll be like from some creditor or something. And it'll be like, if you don't pay this by July the 1st, and here I am just opening it. I was like, well, it's September the 15th, so that's been done past. So
Like,
I'm
well,
just
y'all
shit.
just go ahead and
do whatever you was gonna do. So there we go. So but yeah, so my week was fine. What did I do this weekend? Did I do anything this weekend? Oh, I used a mallet on the slave.
Is that what that comment was? Okay, I saw that. Okay,
on the Twitterverse.
Yeah, I was like,
so
what?
you know, we're working on expansion.
Okay.
Whole expansion.
Okay.
So he's wearing a plug, and you know, I like to play with the plug, and so he started wearing essentially tucking panties. So they're not actually tucking panties, but it has the same effect. He puts on like one pair and then another pair over it, and it's because these plugs are getting bigger, and he has those contractions, and it'll like shoot the plug across the room and hit you in the face, like ah. So the tucking panties help keep it in, but then
that is horrible.
Then I had the mallet, so I was like, bam, bam, bam. So it was like forcing the plug deeper in him, and as he was coming out, and he was just a screaming and a hollering, you know, and it was just fun. So we did that. So that was fun.
I cannot.
Last week we decided we're going to do one fancy pants dinner per month.
Fancy pants. Okay.
So he be trying to get us to go out somewhere fancy every week, and I was looking at some place. I was like, the least expensive steak they have on here is $75. And listen,
that's Christmas.
It's not like I don't have it.
That's Christmas,
but
and
I'm not gonna be spending that money.
Christmas and New Year's,
right? I'm not gonna be spending that money every week. But last Thursday, we went to Blue Duck Tavern.
Why does that sound familiar?
It's just on that. I guess that would be the eastern edge of Georgetown, right as you're going down M Street.
I've been there.
You know where GW Medical Faculty Associates and Kaiser is in the next block. It's in the Park Hyatt.
I've been there before.
And the Blue Duck, it was a cute spot. And they had this roasted duck that was good, that was served with a crispy duck leg that was life-changing. It was so fucking good.
I remember being there, but it was it was so long ago that the guy that I went there with is no longer here.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I told you. Did I tell you my ex died? One of my exes.
How long ago was this?
Maybe a month ago. Yeah.
Where were you when he died?
I was here. Somebody called me, told me like, "Oh, hey, guess what?
Are you sure? Do you have an alibi?"
I was like, "What the fuck?" I was here. He died. He was in Palm Springs. He wound up having a heart attack. He had a heart attack.
That's unfortunate.
And yeah, it is. And he had a heart attack. And then I'm laughing because the person that called me, one of my coworkers, she was like, "Hey, did you know it?" And I was like, "No, I didn't." And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, "Girl, why are you calling me and telling me?"
Was that the one where you and somebody else was dating the same dude? And you didn't know? Oh, that was that story. Oh no, I mean that is really sad.
No, it's very sad. But I was just like, okay, yeah. I'm like, you like, and the sad part is, you were in Palm Springs. See, I know you, and bitch, I know what you was hoeing. You was hoeing hard.
So he had a heart attack.
I hope. Yeah, he had a heart attack while he was driving. Actually.
Oh no.
While he was driving. But I know him. You was in Palm Springs to get your whole card going on. And then
I'm not mad at him.
I'm not mad at him at all. I hadn't seen him in years. And when I saw a picture of him, I was looking at him and I was like,
dodge the bullet. Several of my exes, I've been like, and you go back and you think in your mind, I can remember how the feelings that I had for that person. Then you look at them now and you be like, bitch,
I can't.
Because looking at you now, if we had both progressed at some point, I would have looked at you and been like, I gotta go.
Yeah, I gotta go. I can't.
So
yeah,
listen, I know at least 2 exes that I've had where I'm just like, ooh, girl. Listen, it's not that the years haven't been kind or unkind to you, but you don't look like the person that I loved at the time, and you have drifted away from that. So I don't know if I could love who you look like now. And maybe is that shallow of me, but fine. It is what it is.
I didn't love him. I
you had fun with him.
for him, and I had fun with him, but I did not love him.
Mm-hmm.
I love him as a human being.
Well, of course, we love everyone. We love most people as human beings.
Yes, most. And it's really sad, but it was great that we spent time together and all that good stuff and got to know each other. And I got to know you as a person outside
Push
of
that pillow behind you all to the side. Just put
outside of work.
Yeah.
And school and all the other stuff. It was just you and I just laughing, joking about stuff. So that was cool. But it was pretty sad. But yeah, he passed on, and I was like, oh, okay. And I guess I part of me wanted to take wanted to go to the funeral, but then I was like, what do I like? Who am I going to identify myself? Exes? Yeah, like who am I going to identify myself to? And
we used to fuck.
Yeah, like how would I identify?
Listen, how do you know the ex? We used to hit regularly.
Yeah. So, but anyway.
So Blue Duck. So while we were waiting, when we sat down, right, and we the slave says, "I'm gonna go run to the restroom." Then while he's in the restroom, he texts me. He was like, "Sir, the doors go all the way to the floor here." And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I didn't even see it at first. So while we're sitting there eating, I'm plotting and planning and planning and plotting. And so after we finished what was a lovely meal, I was like, I need to run to the restroom. And so he's like, there. I was like, why don't you come with me? So we went to the handicap stall and had some fun.
Y'all done christened that damn handicap.
But we may have christened it, but I am almost certain that's not the only time that restroom has been christened, because I positioned him. It was a handicap stall, so it was a little bigger. I positioned him so that he was facing into the room and I was behind him, so I could see, because they had the slats. It was the door that had the slats, but the slats were angled downward, so you could see out, but they couldn't see
unless they were looking.
Unless they were like standing there and sort of looking up, and then you could maybe get a sort of view. But I could see, and there was a lot of lingering at the urinals, like because when we got we were finished, right? And then I was waiting for people to leave so that we could leave, because two dudes coming out
of sitting there waiting
the restroom. So like there's like 3 urinals, right? And like those urinals kept being full of people. Like there were one person and he would like linger, and then 2 other people would come, and then one person was clearly just there to use the bathroom would go, but then like the other 2 would linger, and so it was like 20 minutes to the point where we fucked again. Because I was like, well, girl, we might as well make use of this time. So I fucked him like 2 times. It was like 20, 25, 30 minutes. And so by fucked him, I just mean, you know what I mean. It wasn't like we didn't make love in the bathroom. So, but I was like, this
Does
bathroom
anybody ever really make love in the bathroom?
This bathroom, the bathroom at the Park Hyatt seems just a wee bit cruisy at 24th and M Street Northwest. So
write that down in your notes, kittens.
Yes. So that was that. And then I spent the weekend working on the website for LLC. So that was about that.
Okay. All right. Well,
before we get started, I want to read you
it was like the cord, the charging cord, I think it was. It fell on that.
Oh, okay, but it's 100% anyway. I want to read you this tweet. At Jermaine Dupree says, someone let at Diddy know I'm at the Garden right now, and he gonna need some training for me. And at Diddy replies, beloved, you my nigga, but your arm's too short to box with God. You ain't got enough hits. I'll smash you with just Biggie and Mary, but I do have the utmost respect for you. Respect, not the utmost, the utmost respect on you as a musical legend. Dre, the only one that can get in the ring with me. Love and a black heart. Someone who goes by the handle XO Auntie and you know, like his handle, that's his Twitter name is at XO Auntie. His Twitter handle is Tony's Snatcheries, which I thought was hilarious. Well, that replying to at Diddy, at Jermaine Dupri, and at The Garden. Well, that may be true, but let's make a rule that you can't use any records of artists that you still owe a check to, and let's see who wins. It was the read for me.
God.
It was the read.
And then you could also change that motherfucker around for Jermaine Dupri. You can't use anybody that you only paid $20,000.
Who did he only pay $20,000 to?
I would say $20,000 because I keep thinking of TLC and their RAV4s that they got, their brand new RAV4s.
Oh yeah, that's right. But I thought that was Pebbles.
But you know what? You're right. You know what? I'm sorry. You're right. I completely confused that. Mm-hmm. But Escape got a horrible contract as well. They were under Jermaine, but they got a horrible contract as well. Candy talked about that. She said it was a standard contract. She said we made no money, and then you had to split that amongst 4 people. She said we made no money.
Right.
So
that's why when I be seeing these groups with all these people, I was like, this isn't going to last because at some point y'all gonna be someone is going to approach, especially whoever is the lead singer. They're going to approach that person and be like, even if we paid you exactly what you're getting paid now, you don't have to split it with 7 other bitches. So, like, even if you are only getting $20,000, you get to keep all of that $20,000. You ain't got to split it with like 4 other people.
It's a lot.
Right.
It's a lot.
Well, at least New Edition, all they got was a pair of sketches out of this shit.
That's why their asses all did their own fucking slow projects.
Listen, you know, the girls tried to come for Ronnie DeVoe for being a real estate agent. I was like, real estate agents can be paid. And listen, real estate agents go on name recognition. You already got a fucking name. That is gold because that gets you into listings. You know, there's people like upper middle class, wealthy, lower wealthy people, but because ain't nobody with $50 million gonna come with Ronnie DeVoe. But somebody that's got like a $1 million house that they want to sell that's black or Latino that used to love
like Ronnie DeVoe. Ronnie DeVoe wants to sell my house.
Exactly.
Come on in the door. That's right.
You know, you first starting out as a real estate agent versus Ronnie DeVoe. Ronnie DeVoe already got name recognition, yes, so don't hate on real estate agents. You know, and you ain't got to worry about Ralph Tresvant or Bobby Brown, you know, trying to take your shine. And plus, we know why Ronnie DeVoe only did that. There's a jealous girl, because the girl can't sing. Because that little song that he did with his wife, I want to see those shoulders bouncing.
First off,
it was so bad. It was like so
he lent his name to it just for the name recognition. But he was horrible.
The
song was horrible.
The song was horrible. Now I don't know if he actually sang on it, but at least he sang on it in the live version on like Good Morning Chicago or whatever. Horrible. I saw it was a mess.
But his wife, now she can sing.
Well, she didn't sing well on that live. She
can sing. She got a little thing. She was with Black. I think that's what it was. Okay. That's where she was originally started out. And then she was also in that BET thing with the girls that just recently, where they came back and did a whole album where it was like Nivea, the Cherish Girls, like a whole bunch of them. They all got together. So she actually made the cut. Her Pam from Total, her voice is on there. The girl from
Kim
3L.
Pam. Keisha and Pam.
Yeah, Pam. And then what's her name? The girl from 3LW was on there, and it was 2 other girls. I can't remember who they are, but again, they all made it on there. But she can sing a little bit.
A little bit. Well, maybe it was a live part because maybe in that little thing that they did on Good Morning Chicago or whatever it was, she did not. They did not sound good. I'm just saying. Maybe she was just nervous. It was too early for her or whatever.
I don't know.
But anyway, let's get into it.
Yeah,
we're gonna start with Jennifer Hudson.
Come on, J Hood.
She won a daytime Emmy, becoming 1 award short of an EGOT, which is an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. She won a daytime Emmy for her role as an executive producer of Baobab Studios' Baba Yaga, which was a VR animated film made for the Oculus Quest. It's won in the interactive media for a daytime program category for the Emmys. Hudson starred along Glenn Close, Kate Winslet, and Daisy Ridley, who also voiced characters, but it was her role as a producer that garnered her the daytime Emmy.
Yeah.
As we know, she has an Oscar for her supporting actress win in 2007 for Dreamgirls. She has 2 Grammys, including Best R&B Album and Best Musical Theater Awards. All she needed is the Tony to complete the EGOT. She almost won in 2016. Well, she didn't almost win. She was snubbed for the Broadway revival of The Color Purple, which landed 4 nominations, but Hudson missed out, which is like, really?
Yeah. But now, between the two, to be quite honest, J Hud and Fantasia fucked it all the way up. Like when she sings "I'm Here," it was fucking amazing.
So when Fantasia performs, do they just have like hieroglyphics that say, you know how they had like the cue cards and shit, right? So they just have like hieroglyphics for what her I. So when they say I is like a picture of Fantasia and like I here.
You were so wrong for that. I can't. I'm going on. I can't. I'm going to the next story.
I'm just asking.
I'm going on to the next story.
I'm just asking.
Listen, Evander Holyfield stopped in the first round of a sad spectacle as Donald Trump was commentating. Now, Evander Holyfield was stopped in the first round of an exhibition bout in the early hours last Sunday morning that should cast shame on the sport of boxing and those allowed such a hollow pursuit to pass. He's 58 years old and he's one of boxing's all-time greats. And he had not fought in over a decade at a point at which many already considered his health to be at risk. But he was lured back to the ring at late notice to fight Vitor Belfort, a former UFC champion, 14 years his junior, at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. Now, it took place in Florida after being refused in California, amounted to this very depressing affair that many have feared and anticipated. Holyfield slipped through the ropes as he attempted to throw a left hook in the opening seconds, and although he got back up to his feet, he provided little more than a punching bag as Belfort threw genuine punches without hesitation. And then minutes later, he was dropped by a lethargic combination, and after beating the count, soaked up a storm of punches before the referee, Samuel Burgo, mercifully called a halt to the circus. Listen, I was going to say something about Donald. I didn't put it in the article because I felt like it's just unnecessary. I'm not even going to bring that man's name up. I'm not doing that. Bitch. So at this particular point, the main gist of the story is Evander Holyfield's ass shouldn't have been back in the ring.
Not at all.
That's just where we are.
At 58 years old, no.
That's just where we are.
So Shang-Chi breakout star Andy Lee taught himself martial arts after being bullied as a child. He played the character with the makeup.
Dark Shadow.
I didn't know what the name was.
Yep.
He told Spectrum News that 90% of his martial arts know-how was self-taught, while the remaining 10% was from his formal kung fu training, inspired by Asian action movie heroes during his childhood.
I'm sorry, that was Dark Shadow. It's Death Dealer. Sorry, that was his name in the show.
Oh yeah, Death Dealer. Okay. So he says, I got bullied a lot in school, and for me to come home and watch Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan fighting off like 10 guys, you feel empowerment. And he took a few years off, but he eventually returned to martial arts training after experiencing a tough year in high school. He says, in 2008, I discovered martial arts training when I saw a video of Jeremy Marinis, which he told the FC Syndicate. I've been in love with the craft ever since, and it is through tricking that I learned to be open-minded, free, and creative.
Yeah. Him and his brother were initially hired on Shang-Chi to perform stunts and train star Simu Lee. When the Death Dealer role opened up and he got offered to Lee, he accepted the opportunity and made the character his own. Now, according to Lee, he and his brothers developed a full twist sidekick to make the character stand out. And he said, I knew if I do that trick, we'll be making history because no one's ever done that kick on film yet. So when you get a chance and you're looking at the actual Shang-Chi movie, please look for that because I'm going to be looking for it. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it yet?
Not yet.
You should see it. It's worth seeing in theaters.
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get to it.
I mean, as you know, like all of these movies that you like, ooh.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get to it.
This is one that was worth seeing in theaters.
Okay, I'll get to it. Pose back in the news because it wins the first 3 craft Emmys for a swan song season. So this last season was its final season.
Right.
And Saturday night, Pose was recognized with its first trio of 2021 statuettes at the Creative Arts Emmy Awards for its third and final season. They won Emmys for contemporary hairstyling, contemporary makeup, and contemporary costumes. There's a list of people in the hairstyling category: Barry Lee, Timothy Harvey, Greg Bazemore, Tanae Wilder, Lisa Thomas, and Rob Harmon, and several others in the contemporary makeup part: Sherry Berman, Nikki Pattison, Anna Lucia McGordy, Michelle Roy, just to name a few. But again, all these people, they won this award. Now, the show has earned 20 Emmy nominations to date, including 9 this year. Before this last Emmy win, Pose had only broken through one time with a drama lead actor win for Billy Porter in 2019, when he became the first openly gay actor to prevail in this category. At the 2021 Emmys, coming up this Sunday, the series will contend in categories including Outstanding Drama Series, Drama Actress, which MJ Rodriguez is nominated for, and being the first trans actor to be nominated, Drama Actor, which is with Billy Porter, Drama Series Directing, and Drama Series Writing. So tune in on Sunday at 8 o'clock on CBS, and we'll check out whether or not MJ makes history, and if Billy also continues his streak as well. So that's what we can do.
Yes. All right. So we also found out, speaking more of the Emmys, RuPaul ties record as most awarded Black artist in Emmy history. So she, along with The Voice, are the second most honored series in the competition category since it began in 2003. Only The Amazing Race with 10 has more. RuPaul is paused to make history in another way. Per his reps, he is now tied for the most Emmy wins by a person of color, tied with choreographer Donald A. Morgan. If he wins at next cinematographer, what did I say?
Choreographer. That's okay.
It's words.
It's right. This words, letters. They start with a C. They end with
Fantasia must have took over my body for a moment. If RuPaul's Drag Race wins at the Emmys next week for a competition program, he will break the tie with 11. So good for him.
Yeah.
Although RuPaul sometimes feels to me like one of those Black people that would be like, I'm not like other Black people.
I'm so glad that I'm not the only person that recognizes that. Like, I think he's from the hood, or in the neighborhood, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But when he left. He's not coming back to visit. He not even coming back. He will drive through, or he'll see you out somewhere in another neighborhood and be like, I don't know if I should speak or not.
Right.
But I am going to just say hi as I go drive by.
Right.
And if they wave back and my window's cracked and I see them.
That's why you get along so well with Todrick.
And there's
Todrick is definitely one of those, I'm like, not like other Negroes.
And there's that. So,
but listen, good for them.
Yeah.
But my problem with people like that is always like, oh, you're a person of color when you want to be
when you want to cry foul.
When you want to cry foul, or when you want an award, but like I'm the
exactly, Dylan.
I'm the kind of Black person that you guarantee that if I was the host of a show, everybody in a position of power that I could would be Black.
Absolutely.
It just by default.
Because it makes it comfortable. It makes it comfortable because you know how they fucking think and how they work. Well, not to say
it's not only. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not necessarily that, but it's also a matter of comfort. And while I'm putting this show on, I need to understand that you know where I'm coming from and the ideas I'm trying to make happen. I need you to I need you to understand that. I need us to be on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to provide the opportunity for them to come up and show that they can do it.
And it's more that for me. Yeah. I mean, it's more that than the other, but right. That is also important. But for me, I feel a responsibility to bring other people up and bring other people along. Yeah. So if it was Dominion's Drag Race, I would do everything that I can to bring other Black people specifically, not just other people of color, but I would do that. But it would definitely be Black people, then more people of color, then gays. So it would be like more Black gays, more gays who are people of color, more women, then more white people. White men would be like at the bottom of that list.
Y'all caught that order, right?
And I'm serious. That's like even when I'm watching shows, like if I'm watching Chopped, if there's like a Black gay person on it, that's like immediately that's who I'm voting for.
You rooting for everybody black?
I'm rooting for everybody black. That's just like even before.
That is the best thing that Issa Rae said.
Right. It just codified the way that I live my life. It's like I'm always rooting for everybody black.
Yeah. It's like you have that inside voice. You're like, come on, black people. Come on.
Right. You know, like even like a little shit. Like if I'm in a grocery store, there's a bunch of cashiers. I'm always going to go to the black person unless like the line is super long.
Now,
then I'm like, I don't
listen. If it's Starkeisha's cousin,
right? No, I just can't.
I ain't doing that.
But you know, whenever I have the opportunity, I always root for and center black people, and especially black gay, lesbian, or black LGBTQIA plus people in my thoughts and actions. And I support that with my money. Yeah. And even cashiers, because I'm like, you know, listen, if I'm gonna say Quita, because you know we can understand clearly that Quita is a black person, but Quita her name could be Wanda or Karen or any other bunch of things. But if Quita is there and every black person go to Quita, the manager is gonna see that and be like, everybody loves Quita, so if they're making cuts, they're not gonna cut Quita over somebody else because everybody loves Quita.
There's a new show title. Everybody
loves Quita.
That's a new show.
Even when we were the weekend of the Slave and I had our staycation in Tyson's Corner, we went to Purple to the mattress store. Oh yeah. Because I need to get a new mattress.
Bitch, you get on that Purple because the roomie loves it. He loves
it. Every minute, but I'm never going to buy a mattress that I haven't, you know, laid back on. So I was glad they had the Purple store. So I got it. And the woman that was there, she was some person of color. She could have been light-skinned black person, she could have been a Latino or whatever. But she was like, hey, if you're motivated, you know, give me a good review on Google Maps or whatever. So immediately while we were sitting there in the little cafe at the bookstore upstairs, I was like, I can't remember her name. It was Angel. Yeah, I do. Her name was Angel.
Oh, okay. My roomie loves it, and he wanted me to lay down on it and try. I just felt like kind of weird. I was like, I'm not gonna lay on your bed. I was like, you go do your thing.
It felt very good. Now,
but I've heard nothing but rave.
I of course have expensive taste, so they have the 2-inch. So they have the full.
He has the
squares, tall. So it's squares, right?
Yeah.
So you can get the one that's just the squares, or you can get the kind that's like a good dense foam with the squares on top. And so that's the hybrid one. Of course, that's the expensive one. So you get the 2-inch hybrid, the 3-inch hybrid, or the 4-inch hybrid. Of course, my body liked the 4-inch hybrid the best, but it felt so good and so comfortable. It gave where it should have gave, but it also was firm enough so it didn't feel like you were just like sometimes those foam mattresses, you just like sink all the way into it. And so I liked it, but of course, you know, it's like a $3,000 mattress. And even the
king size.
Well, I got it at the queen size, at least for this house.
Yeah.
The king size is $3,700.
And that bitch is heavy to no soma, bitch.
It is.
Because when the guy came and delivered it, he left it there. I could not understand why he told him not to take it upstairs. He was like, just leave it there. I'll take it upstairs. I was like, well, what the fuck did you do that for?
That mattress was like 175 pounds for the queen size.
I felt kind of bad for him. And I was like,
bitch, you get paid for this.
He could have walked up the steps. So here it is. The two of us trying to lift this there. This motherfucker was heavy.
Yes.
And I was like, I'm on one end, he's on the other end. And I was like, ooh, bitch. I'm like, I had the crease in my hand trying to get.
Yeah.
Listen, if he was in the neighborhood and I realized that he left it down there and it was that heavy, I'd have been like, listen, here's $20. Can you take this upstairs, please?
Because I would have thought him some extra change, but I'd be like, girl, no, that shit is heavy.
I'm not doing that. So when I buy mine and they come right up the steps.
Right. And they take the old one away too? Shit.
Right up the steps.
Listen, take that, all this. I ain't got to be worried about none of it. But yes, Lola, I would definitely get it. But, you know, she's got a price point to her. She's
now,
not
she
cheap.
Also, when you order online, though, she does give you a payment plan. Installment.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, so that's an option. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
That was why I'm still stuck on it.
Yes.
I haven't got mine yet, but I got other shit to do.
Right.
But anyway, so Maya, and I hope I'm pronouncing her last name correctly, Shaka, makes history as the first Black woman to officiate an NFL game. Maya Shaka made history on Sunday. She became the first Black woman to officiate an NFL game. She said, "This historic moment to me is an honor, and it's a privilege that I've been chosen to represent women and women of color in the most popular sport in America." This is what she tweeted, this is what was video tweeted by the NFL. Officiating in Sunday's New York Jets and Carolina Panthers at Charlotte, North Carolina, Shaka is the third on-field female official in the NFL, joining Sarah Thomas, the first permanent female game official, and Shannon Easton, who was the first woman to officiate an NFL game. Shaka was a health and physical education teacher. She spent time as a referee in the NCAA's Pac-12 conference and Conference USA, whatever that is. Y'all speak sports ball. I don't. And as well as in the short-lived Alliance of the American Football in 2019. She entered the NFL's officiating development program in 2014, a program designed to offer top officiating prospects in the collegiate ranks exposure to in-game experiences that NFL officials face to determine if they have the ability to succeed. And the NFL announced in March that it was adding Shaka to its roster of the game officials for 2021. So good for her.
Yes. So yeah, as Lola said, I paid $1,000 for a Tempur-Pedic that I liked. Listen, the mattress that I have now, I've had that mattress since 2006. Yeah, 2006. So that mattress is 15 years old, and I paid $900 for it in 2006. So maybe $3,000 isn't so far out of the range for a mattress accounting for inflation.
I think mine is like, I got it in 2014. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're at 7 years. So we're about that time.
Yeah, that's why when people be like, would they have like some of the bootleg mattress things, like, yeah, you can get this mattress for like $199. I was like, you get $199 mattress, and you will get $109.
Is that for staging? Is that what you want?
Right? Because listen, I learned the hard way that a cheap mattress will fuck your back all the way up.
Put it this way: I bought a cheap mattress from this place in Penn Hills in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and it was what I could afford at the time.
Right,
but baby, when I tell you, you lay down on it and you heard every squeak, and it was like,
exactly.
That was the mattress. That wasn't the frame. That was the mattress that was making that noise.
All them coils, they ain't even oil them girls up.
It was the cushion. You just felt them like moving, like sliding over, like. Listen, yeah, but it got me through.
You do what you can.
Yeah. So we normally talk about American Horror Story, and I'm going to talk about it, but just going to give you.
Might as well just get into it.
Yeah. So this past week, there was a character that showed up, and her name was Crystal Decanter. And there's an article that we found in Looper that says why Crystal Decanter from AHS double feature episode 4 looks so familiar. Well, here's the thing. In an unlikely twist, the writer, Austin Summers, who's being played by Evan Peters, was a drag queen named Patio Furniture. Side note,
which I thought was hilarious.
I think it's fucking horrible, because there's a drag queen I know in Pittsburgh. Her name was Patio Furniture.
Oh,
she was actually the first Miss. Excuse me. I want to say she was the first Miss Pittsburgh or first Miss Pegasus. But anyway, I thought the name was horrible. I hated it. But anyway, why am I so congested all of a sudden? Excuse me. I'm having a day right now. Oh my God. Is anybody else having allergies or anything going on? Because I'm very nasally right now. Anyway, so she was named, she was a drag queen named Patio Furniture before he began taking the mysterious black pills and won several Tony Awards. So again, this is kind of a backstory for Evan Peters' character. Now, his household-inspired name, underwhelming appearance, and personality make him an easy target for the other queens. Now, throwing shade is the name of the drag ink. Excuse me. I'm getting ready to like instantly close all my nostrils up all of a sudden.
Shall I finish it?
Please.
So, blah, 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 blah. So the woman who's leading this pack of people making fun of her, it looks familiar because it's Eureka. Who was in the top 4 of Drag Race All-Stars this past season, and was in the top 3 of season 10 of Drag Race, and also a co-host of HBO's We're Here with Shangela and Bob the Drag Queen.
But can we just talk about Eureka and her acting skills? Because she was actually very, very good for me. Like, it was very good. Like,
really?
She wasn't.
I mean, it was basic. I mean, she didn't have to do a lot.
No, she didn't have to do a lot, but she had a lot of words and a lot of dialogue for that such a small.
That's
section.
true, and she did do a good job.
She was very convinced. So I was, and even spoiler alert, even when at the end of it,
I was like, yeah, we already knew it was a wrap for her.
I was like,
she's not getting away. Somehow it's going to happen.
Bitch, that is a whole meal. That is
right. That's a lot of blood to drain.
That's an extra value meal.
So speaking of which, let's get into it. So we did a flashback this week, and Ryan Murphy loves a flashback.
Absolutely.
He loves to start where we are, and then you be like, but how did they get here? So the question on how did they get here was like, well, where did this black woman, how does she come to have these pills, and why does she come to this town, and how do we get here? So we figured that out, that, the chemist is a Harvard trained
she's a
chemist,
PhD from Harvard.
PhD from Harvard,
which was one of my favorite lines.
She has been doing this work for a company, but she decided to branch out on her own.
Yes. So
they started testing this pill out on monkeys.
I thought she was federal government. I thought it was the feds. I thought, but anyway, go ahead.
She did work with the feds, yes. Okay. But they started testing out this pill and because of everything that happens, they're like, well, we can't do this.
Gotcha. Okay, I knew that.
So what they were trying to do, yes, the military was trying to create a soldier that had less free will.
Yep.
And so what they ended up doing was, through their research, they discovered that if you stimulate, I think it was the hippocampus or whatever the fuck it was, it caused one of two reactions.
Amygdala, I think it was.
Amygdala, yeah. Whatever it was. It caused one of two reactions. For people who had some kind of talent or creativity, because what she was saying is that the amygdala is the seat of your talent. And you could be the most talented writer, actor, producer, whatever, creative person. But if I bash you in the head in that amygdala, you'll never write again. Yeah. So what they were doing is what they were really trying to do was take that away, because that is also the seat of like judgment and other things. Because remember, they were trying to create super soldiers that will basically do what they're told and not question orders or whatever. But what they did was, when they started testing it on monkeys, they found that for those that were, quote, creative, they could do certain things. They had abilities that, they could solve puzzles quicker and do whatever.
Right.
But it also made them hyper aggressive, and they drank the blood of the other monkeys. Yes, God. And for the monkeys that weren't talented,
right,
they
just kind of,
they still drank the blood, but they were more passive.
Yeah.
And so obviously this research stopped. But she decides she want to go and continue this research. So now she's trying it out on human test subjects, including Macaulay Culkin's character, the drug addict. But actually, he refused to take it at first.
Right. He refused to take it. And then she said she would give him $50 for every person that he brought by the house.
And so that's how we meet Belle.
Belle and Evans Austin.
But we meet Belle first.
Well, yes. Okay. Yeah.
So, hey, El Teddy. So,
hey,
Belle is a romance novelist, but not very successful.
Right. She was just starting out.
No, she'd been doing this for a while. She had a bunch of books, but none of them, they were all crap. Because it was like, three people in the audience.
Yes.
Whatever.
Yes.
She'd been married for like 40 years. Her husband don't love her.
Child.
There's a whole lot going on. So she meets the chemist. She agrees to be a part of this experiment. She takes the pill. Goes home, and writes an entire novel in one night.
Her husband then comes back because he's upset.
Right, because he's like, you write all of these novels, and she had written this novel about a love affair, a threesome between George and Martha Washington and Ben Franklin. And I'm just glad it wasn't a slave. No, it was George and Martha and
Ben Franklin.
But there was a part of the story that where she was saying the wife Martha was going down on the servant. Oh, okay. I must have missed that part. Oh, yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yes.
Yeah. But all right. So she writes the book. The husband is like, I'm out of this marriage. Yeah. She was like, but we used to get along so well. That was before I retired.
Right.
And
I had to spend time with you.
And now I got to spend time with you every day. And, it's a wrap.
And he had been out all night because they originally had a conversation about going somewhere and doing something. And she was like, That's what caused her to go out on her own when they had this little argument, and she went out and met the chemist.
Met Cracky, which then took her to
the chemist.
No, he had the pill. He gave her the pill.
Well, no, he gave her a drug first. He gave her
cocaine,
coke first,
and then they went to the chemist's house.
Yes,
she agreed to be in the study, got the pill. She came home, or she went and they partied and bullshit and had a good time. She took the pill, partied and bullshit, came home, saw the blank computer screen, and that triggered it for her. And she wrote 475 pages of novel then. And then her husband come home
after being out all night.
Right. She was like, where you been? She's like, I've been out fucking.
Right. I met this woman. I fucked her. We fell asleep. I woke up. I came home. I'm packing my shit, and I'm gonna go back and fuck her again, and then I'm leaving your ass.
And then she's like, well, I spent all night writing a book. And then it was like, you ain't write this shit because this is good. And then she was like, it is good. And so she picked up a bottle, bashed it over the side.
A woman after my own heart. She
slit his throat.
And she jumped right
and then she jumped right over and drank his blood. And then she was like very calm after that. When she was back at the chemist's house, it was like, and so I drank his blood. And she was like, would you do it again? And she was like, yeah. I mean, she didn't say it like that, but that was like the gist of it. And then you can pick up the story from there.
So then at that particular point,
hey, Freaky McNasty.
Hey. Then at that point, she winds up, they fast forward, if you will, over to 2 years to Austin's story, and they're showing how they originally met. Again, he was a former drag queen named Patio Furniture, and he was being bullied and all these things.
But when he sang, he clearly, because this was one of those, it was like a drag cabaret.
Yes.
So you could do whatever you wanted to do in drag. Some people just lip sync, but he sang, and his drag may have been busted, but when he sang, he actually had a good voice.
Okay.
Well, relative to...
Okay. All right. And they also...
that's why he got the pill, because they didn't give him the pill for his drag skills.
Well, no, not for his drag skills, but remember, he also is a
writer.
But
he's also a Broadway performer.
Yes. But another interesting story that was going on inside of this was how you got to meet the first person,
the first zombie,
if you will, which was the person that was in the cemetery when the mom,
the one with the coat with the severe shoulders.
Can we talk about this motherfucking 1980s?
Bitch, I fucking love that coat
because the motherfucking shoulders was like.
When I saw that coat, I was like, bitch, I need that coat.
It was everything. I'm like, oh my god. They talk about his origin and how he started doing it.
So basically, he was no. You finish. Sorry.
I was gonna say that's how they started with him, but I was gonna go into his story, which was that night. When that night at the club where Austin was there and I think Belle was there as well. He got up on stage. He did it was Cracky.
This was before that. Yeah,
but it was Cracky. Mm-hmm. So Craig was up on stage. He thought he could sing or whatever, and then
he sounded okay.
It was
karaoke. So
and then him and Cracky got together for whatever reason, and Cracky took him over to the chemist's house.
Right.
He introduced him to the chemist. The chemist gave him the pill. He came back after being with the chemist, and Cracky was already back at the bar, and he was like, I feel sick. I don't feel like he's like, I'm going to throw up. He goes to the bathroom, he starts losing his hair. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what the fuck? So at that point, he then makes his first kill. He makes his first kill at the cemetery. It was a woman who was there saying, spending time with her loved one or whatever.
Someone of her family members had just died.
And so then he's like all freaked out about it. And he then cleans himself up, and he needs to find new clothes because he got all this weird shit going. He had blood and everything. He has to change his clothes. He goes into to a thrift store. I guess it's vintage resale clothing shop or whatever.
And which happens to be the same woman who also does the tattoos and the dentist work.
Which is who Belle met.
Right.
And she talked to
they had this very exchange. Each other. And the tattoo artist has been taking the pills too.
Yes.
And that's her skill, is that she's good.
So they made this joke about, what did you do last night? It's something to the effect of like, oh yeah, I slit my husband's throat and drank his blood. She said, yeah, I buried my husband out on the such and such, and after I drank his blood. They're like, ha ha ha.
Bitch,
are you for real? So they kind of really struck up a friendship.
Game recognized game.
Right. And so that was a similar story with the first zombie and her. When he got there, he's like, I need some new clothes. She's like, listen, I got all these clothes here because the gays were here originally. When meth hit, everybody left their stuff and died. And meth and AIDS and everything else, they died and left their stuff here. We figured we can give it away. And so he picks up this jacket, and it's the motherfucking jacket. The shoulders is sitting way the fuck up here. They're like up here. But he puts it on, and it's Halloween, and he's walking outside. He was clean as shit. Yeah. He was pale.
Right. He had lost like 80% of his hair, and he just shaved the rest off.
He had blood on his face. He's walking through the streets. It was Halloween. Everybody was like, great costume. Right. And he was just like, listen.
And then he got into somebody. And then Belle meets Austin.
Yes.
Austin takes the pill, and then Belle was like, after Austin takes a pill, he was like, I'm hungry as shit. And he was like, you know what? Let's go have a meal and get you some revenge at the same time.
Exactly.
So then that's when he goes. Now, for whatever reason, Eureka's character is mentoring these straight guys who are doing drag. And then they've made fun of Austin's
the
character.
Entire time.
And so they go back to where they're all saying, lock the doors. They shoot the other two dudes and start drinking them down. And then Eureka
runs out. She gets out the door.
Escapes out the back door.
But baby, listen, if you've seen Eureka O'Hara and she's literally the same person, they were hungry. So we already know this was a super value meal for them. So she ran out that door. She thought she got away.
And the zombie vampire got her. And so that was the end of the episode.
Yeah.
So now I'm assuming we're going to, because this was episode 4, right?
Yeah. But this was episode 4. This
10
was Red
episodes,
Tide.
right? So I'm assuming that we got to wrap this up.
This was Red Tide. So I think they're going to switch over to the water part. But that was by land. I think this is going to be by sea. I think starts tonight, I think.
Oh, well, we'll find out.
And then, so we'll find out tonight. But anyway.
Oh, so Freaking Nasty finally saw Cruella. Okay, girl, like months later, but fine.
We'll talk about that later. Welcome to the club, honey. Thank you.
Right, yes.
Hey, type effectiveness.
So, I mean, I thought it was a really good episode. So I was...
Why am I so congested? Oh, my God.
I told you it was cocaine, honey.
I'm like, what the hell?
Cocaina.
So, last article, Jay-Z reportedly is on a short list of potential buyers for the Denver Broncos.
We got like 3 more articles left.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah, I'm sorry.
Next article,
excuse me. So he's on a short list for potential buyers for the Denver Broncos. Okay, so according to Front Office Sports, the market value for the Denver Broncos is somewhere around $4 billion. NFL sources are believed that a sale is expected to occur because the former owner died and his family is managing it, but there's some strife and some issues going on within the family. So it's very likely that this team will go up for sale. One of the other people that are on the list besides Jay-Z is Jeff Bezos. Now
the shade is that Jeff Bezos could be like $4 billion. Here, girl. No, Jeff Bezos would be like
$4 billion.
Jeff Bezos would be like, girl, here goes some pocket lint. All right, girl, here's $4 billion. Now don't come in my face. We're gonna call them the Bezos Broncos.
Right. And then as I said, Jay-Z is the other person that is on the list. However, there's speculation that he actually may not be on the list because while Jay-Z is a billionaire technically, he only is worth about 1.5 billion. He can't technically buy the team by himself. He'd have to kind of pull everybody that he knew to try to go into business. And listen, if you all know anything about Jay-Z over the years, he ain't really with that get together and as a group type of situation. If he's not the kingpin,
isn't he like the part owner of like the Brooklyn Nets?
He is, but it's not a whole bunch. He needs a whole bunch of people to come up with.
Is he like the owner by himself of the Brooklyn Nets?
That I don't know because I don't think he's the owner by himself. But I think if he's owner, he's probably sharing it with 1 or 2 people.
Right. And here's the thing. Here's why he can't do it. First of all, the bid is $4 billion, so he literally does not have enough money to do it. And what people are under this impression now, like Jeff Bezos probably could easily lay his hands on $400 billion and just like eventually write a check, a certified check that would, or it would probably just be a wire transfer or however it would happen. But he's a billionaire because that's his total worth.
That is correct.
Like my net worth
My net
is
worth
a lot based on this house.
My net worth is $27.16.
Right. But let's say this house was worth $1 million. This house is not worth $1 million. But if this house was worth $1 million, then I could technically say that I'm a millionaire because this is my house and I own this house and this isn't considered in my net worth. So part of my net worth is this $1 million house. That does not mean that I could write a check for $1 million because $1 million of it is tied up in this house. And the only way that I could do it is it's called liquidating an asset. So Jay-Z would have to liquidate a bunch of assets in order to
get 1 billion.
Even 1 billion, which would only leave him with $400 million only. $400 million. And that doesn't make sense. No one would do that. That was just like the dumbest financial move. He would probably put in $100 million or maybe 250 and then get a bunch of other partners to do that because that's going to grow into a valuable thing.
Absolutely.
But you don't want to be like the person. First of all, you don't know nothing about football.
Yeah, and you're putting down a considerable amount of all your assets. Like you're putting all of your eggs in one basket. Let's just put it keep it real.
Jeff Bezos can do that because if he put down $4 billion, he's still got, I think he's worth $200 billion or something. He's still got $196 billion left, even if he bought that girl for cash.
Listen, Lola, I'm not being shady. It's just the truth. Like we stating facts. Listen, his basket is bigger than mine. What the fuck? I ain't got it. I don't have it. $27.16. That's all I got.
Right. And then
selling it for $27, I'll give you the $27.
Right. His net worth of $1.4 billion was estimated after the sale of champagne brand Armand de Brignac. He owned 50% of it when it was acquired
by LVMH for $650
million. So he did clear $325 million cash from that sale because he was 50% owner of that. But my point still stands that he doesn't literally have $1.4 billion in cash sitting somewhere in a bank account.
I absolutely agree with you.
Right.
So again, this is
Jeff Bezos is worth $193.6 billion. So yeah. So even if he did need to find $4 billion in cash, he could liquidate a couple of small things
and he could find it
and be done and not even blink. Right. It would literally have zero impact on his lifestyle.
But I don't think that Jeff Bezos is necessarily interested. But again,
I don't know. He's previously held talks for a 40% stake in the Washington football team.
Well, and see, that's just it. Jeff Bezos, for every time Jeff Bezos does something, he's either all in or he's out. And if he's all in, he's all in at his terms. But this going back and forth, when he pulled out for that, I think it left a bad taste.
It says he's still interested in NFL ownership, but not this. Probably because Daniel Snyder is like, girl,
yeah, and so
this is a cash cow. This team sucks every year, but every year all of the box seats are sold.
Right. So again,
because of where it's worth. If this was in like a DC, like when people talk about the housing bubble, yeah, the housing bubble is going to burst, but it's only going to burst so much in DC because there's a built-in class of people here whose salary aren't going to be impacted by the housing bubble bursting, and they're still going to need places to live. And same thing with the football team. If this shitty football team that we have in Washington was in another city, the value of the team will go down. Absolutely. But people are still doing it because it's still a prestige thing to have like box seats at FedEx Stadium. You know, it's still a fun, cool thing to do. So that's why the franchise is worth so much. But anyway, all right, so good for Jay-Z, I guess. I mean, I don't really give a fuck of all the shit. So exonerated 5-member Yusuf Salam is looking to run. I'm assuming it's Salam because of the AA.
That's how.
Yeah, because it wouldn't be Salem.
No.
Yusuf Salam looking to run for New York State office. So 20 years ago, Yusuf Salam was released from prison after a judge vacated his conviction, as well as those of his fellow accomplices in the rape of a white jogger in Central Park. The Central Park 5 would later be called the Exonerated 5, and most recently were known for the Netflix series They See Us, which dramatized these events. Their convictions of Carrie Wise, Antron McCray, Kevin Richardson, Raymond Santana, and Yusuf Salam Their convictions were overturned in 2002 when prison inmate Mateus Reyes confessed to the crime and DNA evidence backed him up. As you may remember, Donald Trump pulled out a full-page ad in the New York Times calling for the reinstatement of the death penalty in this highly racialized case. Anyway, bringing us up to date, according to the New York Daily News, Salam is willing to fill the vacated seat of Harlem Senator Brian Benjamin, who was nominated to be the next lieutenant governor of New York. Sources close to the matter say that Salam will focus his efforts on criminal justice and prison reform, as well as police brutality and the abolition of juvenile solitary confinement. The 30th district seat he is looking to fill will represent Harlem, East Harlem, and the Upper West Side. He served 7 years on first-degree rape and robbery charges and was already free 3 years before the conviction was overturned.
Yeah. So the irony of all of this is absolutely amazing, but I wish him luck, and I definitely want to see how this turns out.
Yes.
Because I want to see what New York State is actually going to say about this as far as when they go to elections.
I think that you can't even say so here's what I was going to say, is that you can count on votes from Harlem and East Harlem, but Harlem and East Harlem ain't Harlem and East Harlem 20 years ago.
No, they most certainly are not. They most certainly are not.
Who the hell is C19?
C19. I don't know about that.
Tell us who's C19 type effectiveness. Who is C19 type effectiveness? But as we
go through,
so Beyonce. This is the last story. Beyonce extends her reign as VMA's most awarded act, while Blue Ivy becomes youngest VMA winner ever. So Beyonce was listed in 3 categories for work around her 2019 project Lion King: The Gift, for Best R&B and Best Cinematography, for Brown Skin Girl, and Best Art Direction for Already.
So as the cinematography award presented to the cinematographers, Benoit Solar, Malik Sayed, Mohammed Ada Ahmed, Santiago Gomez, Ryan Helfont, and the video performers, they were all, presented an award for this. Bey's daughter, Blue Ivy, at 9 years old, now enters the history books as the youngest VMA winner ever. Now, the previous record holder was Billie Eilish, who was 17 years old when she captured the title. So this is a prime example, and if you've seen Respect, of why people fight to put their names on music or on projects, and in what capacity they do, and what that actually could mean for them.
Yeah.
Because just like in Respect, Ted White got writing credits and he's getting residuals from now, from then until, I think he's dead now, but he got residuals off of that after they were not together, because he was put down.
Who the hell is Ted White?
Ted White, Aretha Franklin's first husband, the manager.
Oh, okay.
Remember, he got put on writing credits on her album, and he did
yes.
absolutely nothing with it. So it's very important that people pay attention to who they put on their albums, and I'm sure this was strategic because she was in there, she was in there, and she was in the video, and that's her daughter, so she's going to put it on there. But people are very specific and very strategic about who they put on their album covers and in what capacity.
Right.
So,
I guess we could talk about this quickly.
We got a lot of pictures to go through.
Oh, okay. Well, no, I do want to talk about it just briefly.
Okay. Well,
Nicki Minaj said that so in order to go to the Met Gala thing, you had to be vaccinated, and you have to show proof that you were vaccinated. Well, Nicki Minaj tweeted that she was not going to comply with that because one of her cousins or something in Barbados got the vaccine and had enlarged testicles. I was like, well, you don't have testicles, but okay, fine. And Joy Reid called her out on the Joy Reid show. And
I love Joy.
And I mean, what she said was right. She was like, you got this huge platform. Black people are dying from disproportionate numbers. And this is the bullshit that you're doing. Nicki Minaj tweeted back. And you know how Negroes do when they get cornered by another Negro. It was like, why we all got to be crabs in the barrel? It's not crabs in the barrel when someone says the right thing.
Right.
Crabs in the barrel is when someone is trying to bring you down unnecessarily. She didn't bring her down. She said she chastised her for using her platform to the detriment of other Black people, which is true. And then Dr. Fauci responded to what Nicki Minaj said. It was like, that's not true. Taking the vaccine, if that actually happened, that's because you had some other shit going on that don't have nothing to do with the COVID vaccine. You know, your enlarged testicles
or her cousins
or some other bullshit, you know, they ain't got nothing to do with it. It was said on the Steve Harvey show this morning. Of course, Steve and the crew called it malarkey. I don't give a fuck what Steve Harvey got to say. So
yeah, and Ted Wife is alive. Great, so he's still getting residual monies.
you know, good for him.
Yeah. So, but again, it's important, and artists know that it's important who they put on their album covers.
Yes,
and give credit to.
So, are we ready to talk about the VMAs?
So, listen, this whole slideshow right here is about the VMAs and about the Met Gala. This is going to be a special edition of shows, and it's going to be
stunts
and or shows. And so,
what is a stunt?
So the stunt, in the vein of stuntiness,
Mm-hmm.
the unmitigated gall,
the audacity,
the just
temerity,
and I'm congested at the same time, and I'm like, I can't think what. Just the even thought and the
cojones,
right,
in a bad way,
of doing something that you know is absolutely out of fucking order.
It's a mess.
It's hot, entire.
Whereas a show
is where you have came in and instructed the girls, you have shown the girls,
mm-hmm.
you have led the girls,
mm-hmm.
you have paved the way for the girls, you have made it possible for the girls by your actions that were so motherfucking legendary and so motherfucking clean fly and motherfucking just smooth that you can't do anything else but just say, that was a show. So basically, if you're talking about it in terms of tooting or booting it, if you're doing a stunt,
is a boot.
If you're doing a show, it's a toot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're gonna do.
I also thought we should have a category for a gag.
So yes, there's at least from
the Met Gala. There's at least one gag.
There's a couple. Yeah, we got a couple little things in there.
Well, there's 2 gags from the Met Gala.
Okay, all right.
For me, there's 2 gags.
Well,
it's a show, but it's so much of a show that it's a gag.
Okay,
we'll get into it.
All right. So
no. I know you can't see us, Lola, but you can see this presentation, right?
Presentation, though, correct?
That's what you're supposed to see. I'm just assuming you could. All right, so somebody let us know that they can see this presentation. Thumbs up or say something. Child, they doing other shit while they got this going on in the background. Yeah. All right, so we're going to assume that y'all can see this presentation. Oh, okay, good. All right, so I must have taken the time. All right, so good. So Stunts and Shows edition. First of all, so are we giving our grade?
Yeah, we're giving our grade, and we're also asking you all to give your grade. So if you are absolutely hating it, it is a motherfucking stunt because they had unmitigated gall. If you are loving it, it is giving a show. So can you type in the comments whether you think this is a stunt or this is a show?
I'm going to have some mess too because I have no opinion on this. This is a mess.
I like Dan and I like his balls.
I think he's cute, and I read the story behind it, which I can't remember now, but there is a story to this look.
Okay, I didn't know anything about the story, but I thought I was kind of like, it's a stunt, it's a light stunt, but I'm okay with it because I like him. I think he does pretty good stuff. So
it's a stunt. It's stunty.
Yeah, I mean, but I kind of
it doesn't really do anything for me.
It's not a gag, but it's stunty. Now listen, all of this is a stunt, a show, and a motherfucking gag.
Right. It's not a stunt to me at all. It's definitely a show.
Oh no, bitch! It's a stunt. It's a stunt.
But a stunt is bad.
But I'm just saying, just in general, like the unmitigated gall.
Yes. All right. But in our lexicon, it's not a stunt.
No, it's not a. It's not a bad
definitely
thing.
A show.
It's a show,
and it's so much of a show that it's a fucking gag.
And there we have it.
Because you're like, bitch, I can't breathe.
Yes,
this is such a gag.
It's a lot. It's the entrance look where you are coming in, giving me the Pope,
right?
Then you have the reveal, which was giving us very
Gold
much
Tin Man,
Gold Tin Man, Metropolis kind of futuristic soldier. And then you turn around and come out in the motherfucking custom-made Dolce and motherfucking Gabbana catsuit.
Yes. This is definitely a show. And to me, it goes beyond a show to a gag.
Listen, I'm here for all of it. I feel like it's a stunt show at the gag, but I'm here for it.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
Next. See, everybody said that this was stunt, but I thought it was not a gag, but I thought it was kind of a show. I kind of like this blacked out look, and it's like the shadows. It reminds me of what movie was that? You know, remember? Whoa, I know what it reminds me of. It.
Come on, Eccentric.
Eccentric said, y'all got my picture up. People kept saying it was a stunt, but I felt like it was kind of a show, because you know what I'm thinking? When I saw this, I immediately thought of Ghost and how the dark shadows came and took the bad people away.
I'm frowning so hard right now because I'm like, this is I see this and there's nothing else other than a motherfucking stunt. That's all.
You didn't like it?
So here's what I do think is nice.
Mm-hmm.
Kim K's body looks amazing in this outfit.
Like the body always look amazing.
Well, not
well,
yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
But it looks amazing in this outfit. So that's what I'm going to give her. And the train for me is a show.
Any train. The train for me is a show. Are typically a show for me.
And
for me, that was really it, because if it hadn't been the train, you're right. What makes it is the train.
It's the train.
That's what makes it a show for me. The outfit by itself is okay, whatever. But it's the drama. It's the drama.
It's drama.
It's the drama of the train.
It's drama. So I don't know what.
If that train had been like 6 to 10 feet longer, it might have verged on gag a little bit.
I'm gonna go with
All right, so we disagree. You call it a stunt.
Yeah.
I call it it's a meh to a very
I'm okay with a meh. I'm okay with a meh. I can agree with a meh.
Except you said it's a show for Kim Kardashian.
Okay. I'm okay with a meh. It's a meh.
Meh. All right.
Okay. So
what does this say?
Cara Delevingne.
Oh, peg the patriarchy.
Yes, it says peg the patriarchy.
The message is cute. The look itself is meh at best.
It's a meh. But interestingly enough, why I have her in here, the young man behind her, you can't see his face now, but that's why I have her in the show. And I also liked what the message on the show was. Mm-hmm. I mean, on her shirt was. So I am gonna say this is a meh. It's a meh. It's a meh. Lewis Hamilton was that young man that was over her shoulder.
He gave you gags,
baby.
And not for what he was wearing, but for what he did.
Absolutely. So Lewis Hamilton is a British
Formula One.
F1. I was gonna say, God damn it, I cannot talk. Formula One racer. And what he did was, I can't move.
He bought a table.
He bought a table for the fashion designers
and a bunch of black designers. So
3 of them
when you talk about giving a seat at the table, he literally bought a seat at the table for these three unknown is the bad word, but they are known by a few people, but they aren't like, they're not Dolce & Gabbana level.
Right. They're up and coming
black designers. So that was a gag for me. He's a very attractive man.
And listen, that's the thing. He's cute than a motherfucker. And I kept looking at him in his interaction with the one guy, and I was like, you sure?
Right. What's going on here?
Come on, step on over to the bad side. Like, okay. I mean, come on, they call me. So yeah, I give him everything about this was a show. Everything about what he did. Now, his look, I wasn't really feeling it, but
it was just a tuxedo.
But he had the white lace on the whole side, like it's a whole
I missed
white
that.
side. It's not. Yeah, but I'm here for him, and I'm here for him. He's cute as a button. Oh my god.
Yeah, he spent $30,000, and he welcomed Theophilio, Kenneth Nicholson, and Jason Rimbert to join him for a night at the Met.
Yes. So that's why he's on here. So we're gonna go ahead and keep him, Mr. Lewis Hamilton, in our sights.
Well,
in fact, we might even be married by the spring. So we'll just work that out. And he looks short too. Come on.
This is
my hands are up in the air.
The gag of all gags. When I first saw this on Facebook,
my hands are up in the air.
Motherfucking Iman.
And she is 66 years old.
No, she's 68.
60. I've read 66 somewhere.
Well, let's see. Alexa, how old is Iman?
Anthony Judy Van Dyke died on December 9, 1641 at the age of 42.
No, girl.
Alexa, how old is the supermodel Iman?
Here's something I found on the web. According to theriches.com, the 40-year-old supermodel has been in the business for years and has gained
That's the other
reputation
Iman.
as one of the best in the entire industry.
Just let it go.
Alexa, how old is David Bowie's wife?
Iman is 66 years old.
Oh, okay. Bitch, you got to be crafting a question.
Listen. So anyway, she was serving it because this whole, the headdress, the whole ensemble.
Even if she had just come in with the gold pantsuit,
when she stepped out of it, out of all that, she was fucking amazing. Like Iman,
it's the headdress, and the headdress from the
it's
back.
Iman for me, bitch. Iman.
The headdress from the back is amazing.
That's
Iman. when it's a gag, because a show,
it's a gag.
It's a gag because it's fabulous no matter what angle you look at it from.
The gaggery of Queen Iman.
Yes. Because when she moved, when she walked, it was the motion of it.
It was everything.
So, this is the gag of all gags.
I'm here for all of this. So
exactly, Dylan. A gaggle of gags.
A gaggle of gags. Exactly. So listen. Now, this Chloe and Halle. There's an asterisk by this because I'm going to come back to this because there's a little bit of a story behind all this.
Listen, all of them are fine, and all of them are wealthy and fine, whatever. But we're just talking about the looks.
Yes, we are. But I'm still going to come back to this.
Neither of these looks do anything for me.
They're
the one in the white, because I don't know which one is which.
That's Chloe.
The one in the white, it gives wedding dress vibes, which is fine. I'm not saying the dress is ugly, but it's just meh at best for me. And the one in the pink, which I guess is Chloe then.
No, that's Chloe's in the white.
Chloe's in the white.
Halle's in the pink. Halle is the one in the pink that's Ariel for Disney.
Right. And good for that.
Right.
But this pink look to me just gives Tina Turner for Halloween. Tina Turner is a Disney princess. So costume. All she's missing is the wig.
So for me, I like it. I think it's cute.
You know, we could replace Joan Rivers and have like our own little show. I mean, because we could talk shady about people on TV for a little bit of cash.
That's what. Listen, come on,
Eve, call us.
Yeah, call us. But this for me, I'm like, I like them
both
so
of them,
much.
Man.
I like them so much that I'm kind of like, okay, it's like I'm at the most I'm giving him a show, but I'm still kind of in the meh category because it's like meh.
Right.
But I want to give them a pass.
That's kind of how I felt about Kim Kardashian, but on the other way, I felt like people were giving it a meh or even a stunt because it's Kim Kardashian and people just like her. I feel like if it had been somebody else that had worn like this, like if Rihanna had worn the exact same shit as Kim Kardashian, everybody would be like, stunning, fabulous, one of the looks of the evening. So I feel like,
well, we're gonna come to that too.
Yeah.
So, but we're gonna go with I think we're gonna agree on at least a meh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which is fine. I mean, listen, this outfit probably more, thinking of net worth. Them outfits probably cost more than both of our net worths. But you know,
and that's all. That's a shame because Chloe's look very. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah,
let's go on to the next one. Listen, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
I'm just going to give her a pass.
Listen, this whole tax the rich.
It was on brand for her, so fine, but it didn't fit with the theme. But she got the invite, and at least she didn't just do some shit. She did all of this, and it made a good statement considering, you know, you got to pay X number of dollars to get here or get, you know, where this
$30,000 per ticket. Now, of course, I don't think she paid that amount of money.
No, because you can be invited.
Exactly. So, yeah.
So good for her, but
Ashanti. This was from the VMAs. Now listen, let me do this before I say anything else.
Was that all of the?
That's it.
We didn't.
No, it's they're all together. They're all together.
I was going to say because we didn't get to Lupita.
No. They're all together. Listen,
okay, this is just mixed.
Okay, they're all mixed in together.
All right. So first of all, Ashanti is 50?
Essentially 50 years old. Bitch, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Stunning. This look itself don't do nothing.
Would it be something I would say is amazing? So it's a meh for me.
Yeah, it's a meh.
It's a meh. Okay.
All right.
Listen,
So let's start in the upper left and go around the world.
Okay. So Miss Doja Cat, the upper left
Is this all Doja Cat's looks?
These are all Doja Cat's look from the evening at the VMAs.
Yeah, I missed the VMAs. So
all of her looks.
The best look on here is the all black, and that's a meh. The rest of these are stunts.
But listen, can we just focus in on the
stunt in the bottom right is kind of gaggy because it's so awful.
They're fucking awful. Oh my God, they're awful. It's this, and to get into these Big Bird shoes.
Yeah,
these feet. I'm not
even. I'm looking all the way past that. I'm just going to pretend like that doesn't even exist.
Are we just not going to talk about the chair on her head? The Vivienne Westwood up in the corner? That is literally a chair on her head. Are we just not going to talk about that at all? Are we just going to dash over it? And listen,
I just want to dash over this whole slide.
I love Doja Cat. She is a true. I was having this conversation.
She's very quirky.
Yes, I was having this conversation. Matter of fact, Miss Spielboy and I were talking about this. She is a true fucking theater kid. Like, she is a dancer, a singer, an actor. Like, she is amazing. Like, I give it, but she's so fucking quirky. She's out there. But baby, these shoes and this chair and this human centipede that's coming to life in 2021.
Well, God bless her ministry.
All of this is a stunt for me. Miss Mary J. Blige.
This is a slight show.
I'm here for it. So first of all, Miss Mary J. Blige, for me, as long as her body is showing,
yes,
and her skin, which is always fucking glowing and on point. Listen, she needs to be the brand ambassador for Carrie, for Jergens, for Oil of Olay, Carol's daughter, because her fucking skin is amazing.
But like, you know the one she can't be a brand ambassador for?
Specific beauty.
Because we've already got an exclusive contract with
This
Specific
is true.
Beauty, so.
This is true.
It was basic, yes.
It's a basic dress,
still,
but it kind of. But now the back shot,
that back is not the basic.
So right there with her arm on the side, that's where it's coming around at. But it's a basic dress, but it's giving you a little bit of peep show into it.
If it had just been what you see from the front, it would have been mad.
It's a basic, yeah.
But it's the way that it comes around the back
and it's a little peekaboo
and the body and everything. That's what gives it the slight show. Bless you.
And thank you. And at the end of the evening, when they went to the after party for the Met Gala, Miss Mary changed into a very hot pink number with the entire side out. Miss Mary's body is. I'm here for it, girl. Represent. So I'm gonna give this a show.
Yeah.
Yara Shahidi. Meh.
This was the Met Gala. I mean, this is meh.
I like her. I think she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
It's a meh for me.
The theme was just Americana or American designer. So there was no theme. You were just supposed to come in something that was by an American designer or address the theme of Americana. So whatever.
The theme for me wasn't clearly defined.
It was not.
So that's
like in years past, it's been a little bit more clearly
defined.
Let's
start with that. Like,
I mean, because American designers can do anything.
Because if you said American designers, okay, do you mean exclusively American designer? Because there's Tom Ford designs for Gucci, and Gucci is not an American brand. So, like, what do you mean? So, but okay.
Oh, okay. Who the fuck is this?
This is Kim Petras. Or Petras, I think is how you pronounce it. This is absolutely...
She thought she was giving a show when she put this on.
She's absolutely giving a stunt. This is all a stunt. This whole horse, she's giving a stunt. I'm sorry.
It's there's nothing that I like about this look.
Nope. I'm out.
Nothing. If the horse had been like silver, or if it had been like, it's like a real horse. It's like she literally has a horse on her body, which makes it a stunt and makes it look less. It doesn't look high fashion. It looks like a costume.
It's a stunt for me.
Yes. I don't see it for her.
Excuse me.
This is kind of a show for me.
Claire Boucher. So again, it doesn't go with the theme.
Yes, Lola. For us, a stunt is bad.
It's bad. I don't know what the. So here's the thing. I love cosplay, and I feel like this would be a badass something that you've brought to life. For this,
it's a slight. To me, it's a slight show.
I don't know what's going on with this. I'm not quite sure about this. Yeah. Okay, Gigi Hadid.
It's a stunt.
It's
well,
a
no,
meh.
it's a meh,
It's a meh for me.
because it's not terrible. It looks like a fine gown, but it doesn't do anything. I mean, it feels like you just pick some designer to do something random, and it doesn't like even that horrible horse head thing. If you ask me where was she going, I could have been like, yeah, she's going to the Met Gala. But this look, she could have been going to the Oscars, the Grammys, a night out, a movie premiere, or anything. So this doesn't feel like she did anything. It doesn't feel like although probably hundreds of hours of work went into this look, it doesn't look like it was anything.
I'm frowning up. This is not hundreds of hours looking on this.
I'm exaggerating, but you know what I mean.
Girl. She just left this ponytail and shook this wig out, stuck it in her head. But anyway, that's me. I'm being okay.
Listen,
let me just talk about the respect that I have for Whoopi.
I'm gonna let Whoopi pass and give it a meh
but this is we're gonna have to start somewhere. We're gonna have to start disciplining these children. We're gonna have to go ahead and give her a stunt, honey. Because listen, Whoopi
has never looked good.
She makes
she looked
conscious
good that
choices.
one year that she hosted the Oscars
with the black velvet gown.
Yes, she looked good that one year, but every other year she pulls a stunt. But the thing about Whoopi is she don't give a fuck. So that's fine. You know, like the other girls, like some of the other girls, like if they watch this, they might be in tears. It was like Dominion and Epic, if they know who the fuck we are, like they said we pulled the stunt. Whoopi was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck.
Listen,
I'm an EGOT.
She's an EGOT. She's a legend.
Right. I'm the host of The View. I don't give a fuck what you bitches think. She's fine, so we can give her a stunt and know that she ain't gonna be.
She all right with it.
I do. Crimson Diamond says she will be in The Color Purple, so I respect that.
Right. Listen. There's so much respect for Whoopi. Like it's just amazing. But she just marches to the beat of a different drum,
and that's fine.
You know, it's like okay, but for this is a stunt. Now, this jacket as a cover up is fucking amazing.
Now, what was under it?
I never got to see what was under it though.
Because if she had like done, because a reveal,
this would be great for the jacket for a reveal. Like I'm fine with that.
Right.
So we'll just have to see what that, if I see some other pictures about that. Listen, let's stop and take for a minute and look at Miss Motherfucking Megan Fox. Now, bitch,
the dress the right.
Let me just talk about
okay.
The red dress. That's at the Met Gala.
The dress on the right is a show.
The dress on the left on the red
is a show.
Is a fucking show. And bitch, for me, it's the motherfucking. Do you see her foot with that thing down and it's pointed up with the weight?
Bitch, as soon as she sat down, she kicked that bitch off.
I am here for all the. And Megan Fox, this bitch is a succubus. She is sucking the life out of Machine Gun Kelly because she looks younger and younger.
And Machine Gun Kelly looks terrible. So she
every time I see her,
sucking his life out.
But now the VMAs awards, bitch, you are naked as a son of a bitch, and I'm here for all of it. You guys almost got your coochie out. Come on, Megan. Yes. I'm here for it. So this is definitely a show for me. All of it. Yes. All of it. Tens. Okay. Now let's talk about this thing you just mentioned about Kim Kardashian, and if Rihanna had wore it, baby Rihanna and ASAP Rocky basically showed up in motherfucking blankets. Because on the left, that's was ASAP's cover up, and on the right,
hold on 1 second. We about to have the same issue that we had before. I forgot to disconnect the it's down here.
Disconnect the VPN. The VPN.
It's because I can barely see.
Okay.
On that screen. ASAP Rocky looks a whole mess.
So listen.
So that's definitely a stunt.
His wrap-up blanket, nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah, it's a no for me. This dress by Rihanna, I'm going to give her the respect and call it a meh, but I don't see it for her. Someone who is a billionaireess and the head of her own fashion empire, this does not do it for me.
And the bitch got on she got on like a fucking beanie, like just a regular fucking cap. Fucking Rihanna, god damn it, the balls. Bitch, listen, bitch, this is a stunt for me. This is a stunt that you have to, how dare you come up in here with your fucking $1 billion purse with a motherfucking $3 hat on?
Right. All right. So that's a meh.
Sierra. Okay. So this dress modeled after with her husband's
like Tron?
With her husband's football jersey in mind, and she had his Super Bowl ring on, and she had the cute little pocketbook that was shaped like a football.
No, and let me tell you why it doesn't work. If you got to explain what it is,
I'm saying
no, I get it, but just looking at that, I would have never gotten all of that. And so if you got to explain it to me, then it's a miss for me. It's a stunt for me. Her body, beautiful.
Sierra always, this body is if Sierra doesn't do any more music ever, the fact that she will forever be known for what she's done so far and being Russell, what's his last name? Wilson's wife. Okay, great. Because she looks amazing. She looks amazing. But I'm just talking about the quality of the ensemble.
I think it's a stunt for me.
I kind of like it. I think I kind of like it. I kind of like it. I want to give it a show.
Okay. Well,
I want to give it a show.
We're all entitled to our opinions, no matter how wrong they are.
Okay. Valentina Sampio and Elliot Page. Elliot, I'm gonna give you a meh because you look like it's a black tuxedo for me. It's not anything. It's just a black tuxedo,
and it doesn't fit.
Valentina, I'm gonna give you a meh as well.
No, that's a stunt.
I'm gonna give you. I don't know about no.
To me,
okay.
I don't see it for either of these. I mean, I respect what Elliot is doing, but I feel so. The category is Lola. Stunt, which is bad, meh, which is meh, show, which is good, and a gag, which is
beyond. Yeah, iconic.
A gag is iconic.
Yeah.
Elliot is a stunt. Well, I'm giving him a meh for political reasons.
It's not even political. It's just a plain black tux.
Yeah, so it's not a stunt because
it's just a plain black tux.
Yeah, so it's a stunt to a meh because it's very bad proportions. The way it's cut and it fits, and he got enough money to get a custom tailored suit. He could have got a custom tailored suit and been bad as shit.
Yeah, but Valentina, man, not so much.
Yeah, it's a meh.
Now, this again is Kim Petras and Nikki Tutorials. And a couple of these people are together because how the pictures were put together.
Right.
But I'm also pointing out that both Kim and Nikki are trans women as well.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay.
And so is Valentina.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But I like Nikki Petras's Nikki Tutorials gown. Let me tell you, this Nikki Tutorials paints the shit out of her face.
Yes.
But I'm gonna give her just a meh for this gown.
Except for it pays homage to Marsha P. Johnson. This look is a homage to Marsha P. Johnson. So I like it from that aspect, but the ensemble itself is a meh.
It's a meh. It's a meh.
At least she didn't come in blackface. So I mean, you could have.
Hunter Schafer is another trans.
This is definitely a stunt.
But it's the spider for me across the eye.
Yeah, it's not giving what you think it gave.
Yeah, it's not working for me. Janet Mock, this is a meh for me.
It's a meh, but she always looks classic and lovely.
She's always a beautiful. As Laura Rose says, she's a beautiful girl, honey. She's a beautiful girl,
right? And this is another one where you can't tell me what event this was for.
Yeah, she's just a beautiful girl. She could have been going for a night out, going with dinner with her husband,
right?
Hanging out with the girls. It's whatever. Lena Bloom, I love her chutzpah.
Oh, okay, because
she was also the first. She's also the first trans woman. She was a trans woman that was on the cover of Sports Illustrated as well.
Oh, okay, that's her. Okay. This dress is
she's giving me Laverne Cox in the right.
It is
picture.
a little bit, but
I'm not a fan of the shoe though.
Yeah, well, the shoe, it's too chunky for me.
It's just
the shoe. It will be fine to me, and the heel is fine. But
Like
if
a
it was more
badass
of a
wide leg pants,
stiletto or something, it
badass
just
wide leg.
if you're going to show a shoe like that, I feel like it should be like a little skinny stiletto for me.
Yeah, it's so Lola. It's a basic man. It's like okay, like that's kind of where I'm at.
Right.
Jennifer Lopez. Okay, so the verdict
I
is
take back what I say about a train makes everything a slight show, because this doesn't work for me.
And the interwebs are giving her grief about this entire ensemble, and not because of how mishmash and put together it is, and she got the collar on and the hat and the cowboy. It's this motherfucking shoe that she picked up from DSW. That's the problem. It's a basic silver shoe. It looks like anything you would see at DSW. This is what the kids are saying on the interwebs about this shoe.
Now, I didn't even notice a shoe. For me, it's the hat pulled way down,
and it's silver.
It's trying too hard. It's very try-hardy.
For me, it's a meh.
Yeah, at best,
it's a meh.
It feels like every year she tries to recreate the magic of that green Versace dress, and every year it's a miss.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Although I will say she's 52 years old. She always looks.
She looks good.
She always looks good. Somebody said Indiana Jones will make it a gown. Exactly. Exactly.
Megan Thee Stallion.
First of all, the glowing skin, everything is mwah. The dress itself, the look is meh.
It's meh. But now the interwebs went all the way in on Miss Meg because they talked about her feet.
I can't see. She got like horns or something.
She does have some very thick feet. But I mean,
when you have your foot out, I mean, there's really nothing you can do about it.
But I think she looks great. I think she looks very soft.
Yes.
And I think she looks very great. So for me, I'm gonna give it a show. I would give it a show.
Yeah. High school prom realness. See, Lola, how you gonna say stop being mean, Dominion? And here you are just reading the girls.
Yeah, Lola, these are thrown off. These are coming off. They're coming out really easily.
Right.
Normani's gown, the idea of it was absolutely amazing. Somewhere in the execution of it, in the ball gown piece of it, it lost me. It's almost like she's lost in the dress to me.
Yes. And the dress is definitely wearing her.
Yeah, it's wearing her. And so I'm kind of like,
first of all,
it could have been a show. It could have been a show, but
I don't know everything about dresses, but I feel like it comes up too high. Like it starts the
she's too short for this gown.
Right, and so it comes up just below her dress, so it makes her look very, very short.
She would have looked better in a mermaid gown.
Come on, Spill It Boy, who didn't do her hair exactly. And Lola disagrees. Lola, all right, so Lola, type what you think. Why do you like this look?
So I
think it works. I think the color looks great.
Color looks great on her.
I don't think the proportions of the dress work.
Listen, Spill It Boy, I'm going to touch on your lane. If she's in a mermaid gown, Miss Normani would have tore this motherfucker up.
Yeah.
So all the way down with the front flare out the bottom, and it made her look taller. I think it would look.
I feel like the bodice needs to be like 5 inches lower than it is.
So she's all right. She's a pretty girl. But again, this hair, I was like, okay, this is basic. Now, this is her at the VMAs when she walked in the white. And then when she got up on stage and performed in this metallic silver.
I mean, for the VMAs, this is a cute look.
And I was here
because it shows off your body in both of these ensembles.
I was here for all of
the silver is giving very much TLC.
Now, I hated the back of the pant, which you can't see, because it was like a drawstring. It's just weird. And they're very weird fitting because the sides are up on this low cut, no waist pant, but then it dips down in the front. It's very weird. I did something about that, but listen, let me stop y'all right here. Tiana Taylor is absolutely hands down. She is that girl. Yes. She is that girl for me. This body is absolutely sickening.
After having 2 kids,
her face looks amazing. Her body looks amazing.
But then the idea of mouth,
it,
though.
She is very. That is Starkeisha's cousin.
She is very.
That is Starkeisha's cousin, Tiana.
She is.
Tiana is Starkeisha's cousin.
That.
Yeah, but I felt like it could have been better.
I feel like it's a slight show.
The
body serves it.
Yeah,
though.
I feel like it could have been better.
This outfit is giving Carrie Fisher in Return of the Jedi realness.
Yes.
And I'm living for it.
And
If
also,
this was a ball, she would get 10.
Yeah. Now, also, the other thing was the interwebs were so mean because they talked about her feet as well. I cut them off because baby, them feet was a little. But that's my girl. That's my girl.
Does some of these dresses suffer from what Michelle from Drag Race? What's her last name?
Michelle Visage.
Michelle Visage already says you're relying too much on the body.
On the body. Yes.
This dress relies on the body, which I'm fine. Listen, bitch, if you got a 6-pack like that, and then do it, but then it becomes
how much of this?
That's only matters to us gay men. And again, let's just pause and say we fat people are sitting here
I'm here. Yeah.
Fat poor people are sitting here judging these rich, wealthy people with slamming bodies, and we're also judging women. None of this says anything about the quality of them as people or their ability to do whatever it is they want in life. But this event is about fashion, so we're only commenting on the fashion.
That's it.
And I think sometimes some dresses rely
on the
body,
and this is definitely
so like a big bitch couldn't wear this.
Yeah, this is definitely one of them,
and that's fine for it to do that. But I think I'm just going to dash over that part. I think that in a fashion, so this is like a fashion challenge, right?
Okay.
So if it's a fashion challenge, you can't rely on the beauty of your body to serve the look, because that's not serving the look.
The fashion.
That's not serving the fashion.
Okay.
Now, Dylan and Lola, yes, you all would rock it. You all have different. One of you is a man, one of you is a woman, but you would rock these looks completely differently. But I'm talking about this Met Gala and it being, for all intents and purposes, a fashion challenge, a la Drag Race or Project Runway, or even
Next Best. I know what you're talking about.
America's Next Top Model. So you can't just rely on the sickeningness of your 6-pack to be like, I have a beautiful gown on. And we're just assuming that that's what she was going for.
We're spending too much time.
So
on
yeah,
we're gonna
go
past. Now this is the VMAs that the look that they both gave. Because listen, when Miss Normani performed, she had Miss Teyana Taylor up on stage, and she was giving very much of Janet Jackson.
It was
Would You Mind? And it was playing in the background when she was climbing all up. It was like, Would You Mind?
All I want to hear is Lil Boozy and all of these other
say it louder for the people in the back so they can hear it.
And all of these other homophobes, when they talked about, you can't have Lil Nas kissing on stage because what about the kids? Well,
what about your kids now?
I mean, these two people were bumping pussies on the fucking stage.
What about your kids now?
Man, it was hot.
It was.
I thought it was gorgeous, but then again, I had no problem with Lil Nas because, first of all, the VMAs come on when little kids should be in the bed anyway. And if you're under 8, 9 years old, you're supposed to be in bed by 9 o'clock anyway.
9? How about 8? How about that?
I'm being generous.
Okay.
But and I will keep telling this story about how when we first had our VCR and we all watched Purple Rain and that sex scene, my mother and father made us leave the fucking room because that's your job as a parent. If it's some shit that you don't want your kids to see, they don't fucking see it. You can't be letting your kids watch TV. You can't let your kids have unmonitored TV time. But anyway, let's move on.
So and T.S. Madison talked about that too. She made a whole post about this as well.
I love fucking T.S.
But we're coming to that. So listen, okay, let's talk about the GOAT. We're gonna call it a GOAT because she is the greatest of all time as far as tennis is concerned. Well,
this look is cute, but it's meh to me, and I'm being very generous with the meh.
The cover-up is fucking amazing.
It is, but I'm looking at the ensemble.
Minus the black.
Yeah, the black is definitely
the ensemble
because I love the gradation of color.
Yes.
We start from white all the way to hot pink to black.
Now,
if it has been red at the bottom, that would have been like a better gradation.
How about just stop at pink? How about that?
First of all, I love it because your eye is hard pressed to see a real hard dividing line between the colors, except for where you get down to the hot pink at the bottom. But between the white and the next level of pink all the way down, so you get to like the next to the hot pink, that is a good gradation and shows quality workmanship.
I'm scared. I'm mad at all y'all saying that she tried. I'm mad at all y'all.
I feel like someone was doing this, and at the bottom it was like, "Girl, I'm over this dress.
Give me this black. Give me this black.
Right, I'm over this.
I'm about to give me this black.
Let's move it on.
I got other shit to do. Come on, let's put this black in the bottom, girl. She'll like it. Come on."
Now, as in terms of a reveal, if
it would be amazing.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a meh.
It's a meh for me.
Yeah,
it's a meh for me. Keke Palmer, it's a meh for me.
She's giving Diana Ross.
She's giving Angela Bassett's daughter. That's what she gives me.
Well, yes.
That's exactly what she gives me. Like, I keep looking at her and I'm like, little Angie, is that you? Little Angie, is that
right.
You? Jennifer Hudson. Okay, listen. I feel like...
Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say.
I feel like the idea of this and when it was drawn on paper looks amazing. The execution of this with this, I don't know if this is not silk. It's probably like chiffon or taffeta, but it's wrinkled.
Steamed.
It's wrinkled.
She should have only worn the dress in the limo. Then when she got out of the limo, they should have steamed that girl. They should have steamed it at the bottom. And then the coat should have been in a carefully protected thing that they only put on her at the very end because it's wrinkled.
It's wrinkled. Even the bottom of that gown is just wrinkled.
That's what I'm saying.
It's distracting.
But there's really nothing you can do about that. But I'm saying it would have been easier to steam the jacket and then have it separate. She wore that whole thing from wherever it was that she left from.
Before she stepped onto the carpet, they should have had her in a van, and they should have had her stand up.
Right.
And they should have been steaming her all the way around.
Yeah.
Before she walked out that van.
Yeah.
But that's just me.
The concept, fabulous. The concept, it's not a show, but it's a meh verging on a show.
It's a meh for me.
Okay.
It's a meh. I listen, I had to put this in here because, baby, listen, I love Tracy Ross, and she is a clown. But, baby, when I saw
kind of a stunt for
when
me.
I saw this Edna Mode hair, I said, "Bitch, you, goddamn you, Tracy!
If you give me this Elizabeth Taylor as Cleopatra wig,
Edna Mode." That's all I'm saying. Taraji. Okay.
This is a stunt, Taraji. I love you to death.
Because it is
uncomfortable.
Yes, she does.
This ensemble.
It looks like Taraji. I feel like you could have worn this 20 years ago and been the absolute shit.
It doesn't fit her.
It doesn't fit you.
The top doesn't fit her very well. Like it doesn't look like the shoulders are designed to be that way. It looks like it's falling off.
It's designed to be that way, but the problem is this is either made. Taraji either has a tall torso or this dress was made for a person with a short torso. It's too short. It needs to be up a little bit more.
Yeah.
But it's now I'm gonna go ahead and give them a show because I like the fact that they are coordinated. They are together. It's not breaking any doors down. It's not a gag. But they met the requirement as far as I was concerned.
Okay.
So for me, that's where I'm at.
Right, Freaky McNasty. You know what Taraji didn't do? She didn't proportionize.
There we go.
Exactly.
Okay, so wait a minute. I just need to say this. I do not like this gown, but this was the best picture of the gown that I've seen.
It's still a show because I love the conceptual look of it. And are those individual? That's what I was trying to figure out is, what is the construction of this? Are those individual like shingles?
It looks like it, and I do know that it changes colors as you walk, so it's iridescent.
So I love all of that.
Now the close up of this, her fucking hair was raggedy as shit. This bang across the front.
It was a bang.
It was a bang, but it was like
so. It was not a bang. It was a bang.
It was a shiny bang, like it was like
Vaseline,
artificial. Like it wasn't even like Kanekalon. It was like just artificial hair. Like it was just shiny. It was like, and then the rest of her hair is dull. And I was like, oh girl, this was the best picture of this. And in this picture, she looks amazing. So for the picture, I'm gonna give you a show for the picture. But my real feelings on this is kind of like, meh. MJ Rodriguez. So it's a meh for me because I saw where she was going with it.
Yeah.
And it's a blouted that plissade bottom, like it's like a fan, like all it's cute, but it's just blah on her.
Yeah.
So all right, listen. I'm not necessarily a fan of Alicia Keys in the sense that if she's not singing and playing the piano at the same time, it does nothing for me. I can't hear her just do one thing or the other. I need to see her do both. This white look is just basic. The gold, which was her
the white
VMAs,
outfit looks like the skirt looks like an undergarment.
Yeah, the gold on the VMAs is the better of the two, and she looked amazing in it. She even had her face done up a little bit. Looks like she has a little bit of makeup on. So the
is
gold,
she over that no wearing makeup phase?
I don't know if that's where she is, or maybe her skin's got better, but she looks like it's just very natural. Maybe she found a product that works with her. But the gold is my favorite of the two. So, if I had to, I'm gonna give them both meh because she's just meh for me. Whitney Harlow. So listen. This cat
you could tell that they thought it was a show when they designed it. It just is not giving what I think they wanted it to give.
I don't even know what they even call it at this point. I don't know if I give it a
It's like a harem ensemble.
But I don't even know if I give it a man. I kind of want to give it a stunt.
I want to give it a stunt too.
India Moore, girl, you tried it. I'm not even gonna say anything else. Girl, you tried it. I absolutely love you. But this Avatar look was not what we were going for this show. And
she says she's never going to do this again because it's against her whole capitalist thing or whatever. So it feels like she did the bare minimum while trying to make a statement, and so it's going to dash over her.
Okay. Lupita Nyong'o
is a fucking show. What?
Okay. So
what?
So wait. So from a design concept, the dress is amazing. It's
denim.
It's denim, and the way
it's hard to make denim sexy.
Yeah, and it's fitted on her. And listen, as was said,
and I love
it's fitted like
whatever you call the flare on the side. So it starts and it wraps around the back and gives you a whole. It gives you drama to me.
It's the hair for me that is not doing it for me.
Okay.
I don't think it was bad, but I will definitely give it a show because it's not a meh, but I really wanted her to have different hair.
Okay.
I think I would have rather her just literally had either a straight up afro or maybe even a sculpted, boxy, pointed something Grace Jones-esque type of hair.
Okay.
And I think that would have set it up. She looks beautiful. The color, the tones, everything it looks amazing on her. Kehlani
stunt. Those pants don't fit very well.
This Cruella hair,
none of it fits very well. The Cruella hair is probably the best part of the look for me, and that's saying a lot because I don't like the hair.
Yeah, I have no words for this. Okay, let's talk about this for a second.
What's going on here?
This is Natalia Bryant.
Who the fuck is that?
That is Kobe's daughter. Kobe Bryant's daughter.
Listen, I am not going to give her a pass because your father died. I'm sorry. This looks like
baby. A social media person said that this looks like a unicorn dingleberry. Bitch, I fell out. I couldn't think of anything else to say, but you're right.
Child, she looks like a gay Humpty Dumpty.
Oh God!
And who is that? Christian Siriano?
No, that's not Christian Siriano.
Is that her boyfriend?
I don't know who that guy is. He was in the picture. But listen, Natalia.
Because I was gonna say, Christian, you need your ass beat if that.
She's a pretty girl. Now, Christian Siriano will do some badass shit. I haven't seen too many things that he's done that I don't particularly care for. But I don't think this is not something that he.
That's what I'm saying. If this had been him, only reason he would have been there is if he had designed it. And I was like, you need your ass beat for designing something like this. But that's not it.
Okay, so remember I talked about Chloe and Halle and how I was going to talk about it later. Okay, so this is a picture from her at the VMA and her performance. It was very, very Beyonce when she did her song. Have
was a
mercy.
little too Beyonce.
It was
me.
it was a lot.
It felt like
she was literally,
because she's like Beyonce is almost 40 and this girl is almost 20, so it felt like child doing Beyonce for the talent show in a very good way. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't a bad performance, but it felt too cut and paste. Beyonce, listen, I love Beyonce. Beyonce is known for ripping the girls off. This feels like a ripoff of Beyonce. I mean, it feels so much like Beyonce till it's like there was not a critical eye that stepped back from this and been like, this feels like a Beyonce performance.
Here's how she set herself apart from Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
So in that
she
picture,
had her tampon
picture, there the interwebs are calling it tampon gate, because in this picture, if you look very closely on the bottom picture, in the upper left, in the left side, you can see this white object.
See it. I can see it from here.
That is, so the debate is whether it's a tag, if it's a tampon, if it's whatever it is. But I feel bad for her because this was kind of her first performance, her breakout performance. It was given very much of like, once again, I was having this conversation with Spiller Boy. It was very like giving very much of Janet Jackson control and the first.
I saw that
like type of thing.
This whole performance felt derivative of mostly Beyonce, but I saw a lot of Janet too. So it didn't feel original at all. It didn't feel inspired by, like that other performance was inspired by Janet Jackson, but it didn't feel like a carbon copy.
Oh no, it was a carbon copy.
Maybe it was just
when she literally
better.
had the guy up on stage and
I remember that, but it just didn't, something about it
didn't. So it may not have felt that way. Yes,
it didn't feel like her performance. While wonderful, good.
Yeah, it was good, and the song is cute.
It felt like the assignment was to do a Beyonce performance.
If that was the assignment, I think she did very well.
Yes.
The problem is, and so after the show, she actually got off the stage. You saw her getting off the stage, and she sat down on the steps and she started crying.
Yeah, because it's her debut,
and
I'm personally not going to remember that tampon.
No,
I'm not even focusing.
I don't even know if that was it or not. We don't know. Nobody knows what it is. She hasn't said anything. Nobody knows what it is. But I think she was just so like nervous and just relieved at the same time.
She and her sister have had this goody two shoes image, and she's trying to break
out
of
that thing all the way
out of it. So good for her.
But it was good for her. But I felt bad for her that this was even brought up, and it kind of took away some of her shine. But I just want to point this out.
I hope that as she matures, that as she looks at this performance, not focusing on that, but that she says, because Beyonce is her mentor.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
How can you? Because that happens a lot with people when they're mentioned, not just musical artists. A lot of people, like, if you, like, it happens with architects too. Like Frank Lloyd Wright is a very famous architect. People that study under him, you be like, oh yeah, you definitely studied under Frank Lloyd Wright because all your shit looks like his. You see it in sculptors, painters. You see it in a lot of mediums. So I hope that as she matures as a solo artist, that she can continue to be inspired by
and
her mentor, but create a look that is uniquely Chloe.
Yes. And so we shall see what this brings. But I thought this was a great performance.
Yes.
And I'm happy for her. And I'm glad that her sister was there to support her. Mm-hmm. And listen, this is a great start. This is a great
out
the gate start.
Good for her.
So
was that it?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, that was good. That was a good
So yeah.
So I mean, that was good. I'm very happy for her. We didn't talk about our niece, baby, because he gave a hell of a performance at the VMAs. First of all, I just want listen. I go back and forth on a whether I want to mentor him or fuck him, because he is his body.
You want to fuck him?
Like his body is sickening, and his skin is flawless.
You want to fuck him because his skin. You want to fuck him, and it's okay because I do too. I'm just saying, I do too.
Every time I see him, I'm like, bitch, your skin is.
It's just fucking amazing.
I just want to be like, touch this skin,
and
honey.
get into
all of this skin,
because it is.
It's like I feel like it's like licking a Hershey bar.
Listen, this performance was not.
And he refers himself as a power bottom, so I'm just like, I'm into it. I'm into it, honey.
This performance on the VMAs was not as good as his BET Awards performance.
Yes,
it was not.
Okay, but still, all right. So And his look for it was cute too. I love the Randy Jackson from Coming to America look. That was a show. It was a stunt, but it was a stunty show. It was like he was stunting on the kids because the kids were gagged.
I was more gagged at the I'm having a baby picture with we had the pregnancy.
It was cute until you actually saw it. It was like solo and hanging till it didn't look like a real pregnancy.
Oh no, that's when they about to roll out, that's what they get. They drop down.
I guess I don't really.
They drop down low. They start up high. They drop down low
like that. But okay.
But
so okay, if he's 23, then even better.
We are literally old enough to be.
I don't give a fuck. Yes, I was 25 years old when he was born. No, 27 when he was born. But okay, fine. But he legal now. And he got money too. And he got his own money. That means when we go out, he won't be asking me for nothing. He won't be asking me to stay over his house.
Roll this beautiful bean footage. We'll be right back, y'all. We coming right back. Roll this beautiful bean footage.
I'm sorry. Am I getting too much into my... All right, so I'm not sure how that appeared on your screen, but it was very herky-jerky on mine. So, having a bit of a bandwidth issue. But, anywho, we want to thank you all for coming through and sticking with us. Maybe the Emmys won't be quite as exciting of
the Emmys. We can cover the Emmys in 5 minutes.
Exactly, because it's usually like not known for its fashions.
Yeah, I'm not. That's it.
So. Next week we have more American Horror Story.
Yes, because it comes on tonight.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. As usual, we want to say thank you for spending your Wednesday evening with us. You could do anything, and you chose to be here with us. And you know what next week is? Episode 150.
Yes, God.
We have done this show 150 times. That's 3 years we've been doing this show. So,
wow. Thank y'all for coming and hanging out.
Yes, we really appreciate it.
Don't forget to click and share and subscribe and tell your friends about us. And, just bring us, listen, just share us with all your friends.
Please do. And, tell your friends, because we're looking for our next subscriber goal. We're looking for 500 subscribers. Oh, and before we go, we want you all to send positive energy, say a prayer to whoever it is that you pray to or send positive energy to our super fan Lubiton.
Yes.
He was in a very serious car accident last Friday. He is alive, and today I found out that he's moving to rehab.
Yes.
But his road to recovery is going to be long. So he'll need all of our positive energy and prayer. So we love you, Lubiton, and
love you.
We'll be thinking of you. And, we hope to see you online soon and see you in person as soon as you are able.
And also, yesterday, I think, was the first day of class. Was it yesterday or was it Monday? Was the first day of class for one of our other super fans, Lynx, in his new venture.
His new venture. That's why he's not here.
Yeah, we wanted to say.
And he said it now. So he's in flight attendant school at JetBlue in Orlando.
Yeah. So, and you know, it's so funny. They sent me an email about the
JetBlue?
Yes. About doing a video interview.
Would you be a flight attendant for JetBlue?
I don't want to be a flight attendant. No.
I was like, you're a little old for that. Don't take that the wrong way, but you were too old, meaning that, girl, your temperament is not together to be a flight attendant.
Just say my temperament ain't together. Don't be saying I'm just too motherfucking old to be a flight attendant, bitch. I can come through the motherfucking cabin and be like, you want cigars, cigarettes, candy, me? Bitch, what you want? I can do all that shit. But anyway.
Are you good?
I'm good. I'm fine.
Okay. You're not bitter.
I'm not.
You're not mad?
At all. So anyway, Links, the best of luck. And we'll see when you come back in here. But sincerely, folks, we really, really, really appreciate you guys coming in and spending all this time with us. And it seems like our shows are getting longer and longer and longer because we have so much to talk about. But we would have been fine, but that Met Gala and whatever took a while. But I thought that was the best part of the show. Yeah, but we're gonna work on this 9:30. We're gonna work on this 9:30. But we have some time, so
now that we got this plug in on the camera, we can go as long as we want. So but listen, we won't be doing no 3-hour show.
We're
really gonna keep it close.
We'll try to keep it to 1.5 hours, 2 hours max. That's where we're at. So, but anyway,
thank y'all for coming out. God bless you and good night. Mwah.